Part one of this course, a new mindset and a new paradigm. Let's face it, when you come to the job search and you pursue the endeavor of career advancement, sometimes you just don't know where to start. And it's like banging your head against a brick wall, isn't it? It's sending out a whole bunch of resumes and applications, and it's failure, it's black holes, it's things not working out, and it's finally just settling for less. We end up settling for less. It's a really sad story. We're going to abandon the old approach and adopt a brand new awesome approach. Here's the thing. Right now, you do have limiting beliefs, and we want to identify what those are for most people and figure out how to resolve them and get them out of our heads and put new, better beliefs in our heads. And we want to leave the common path for career advancement and finding new jobs. We want to leave all that behind us and get onto the extraordinary path. And that's what part one's all about. Identifying what the extraordinary path is and how we get onto it. Part two, we've gotten onto the extraordinary path. We've left the common path behind, but then we get on there and we're saying to ourselves, oh no, I still don't know what I want. I still don't know what job suits me. I don't know what my vocation should be. I don't know what my true calling, my true passion, and where I truly fit in this world. And we try to do some soul searching, just sitting and pondering for a really long time. And true soul searching requires actually doing. And it's a process of discovery and figuring out what is actually out there. Because unfortunately, just by sitting in here, we're not going to really figure out what's out there. So let's tackle this in a systematic and step-by-step fashion so we can discover what is out there and understand how we fit and how it applies to us and what our value is going to be to that endeavor. It's in part two that we start getting into the hidden job market, and we start to approach through anywhere but the front door. We are no longer dealing with gatekeepers and the traditional means by which companies pretend that they want you to engage with them. We're going to be doing something completely different. Everybody's going through the front door. We're not going to be using that entrance anymore. We're going to be using other entrances, and part two is going to introduce what those are so that we can use them later in the course. Part three. So we're not using the front door anymore. Okay. So we're going to start to use other doors, the back door. That's going to be one. And we have to identify what those other entrances into our companies of interest are and how to access them. That's part three. We're going to access the back doors and the best and most effective way into companies of interest. And what this whole process is going to end up doing is warming things up for us. We haven't even gotten to the resume and cover letter. Isn't that interesting? Because usually that's the first thing you do, right? You fire off resumes and cover letters and emails and all of that stuff just in hopes of getting some kind of response. We're not going to be, we're still not, we're in part three of the course and we're still not dealing with our cover letter and our resume. And the reason for that is because by the time we send our cover letter and resume, we actually want companies to ask us for it. They're going to say, hey, send it over. I need this in my life. Part three is going to be warming this up. And then part four is the warm application. It's not cold. It's not shotgun. It's not blasting it out everywhere to just random companies that you've never interacted with. By the time we get to the resume and cover letter, you have interacted and things are motating. There's momentum. And by the time part four rolls around, it's time to deal with resume and cover letter, and we're going to completely transform those materials. These are significant marketing materials. They're not the be all and end all of your job search and of your career advancement process, but they are still important, and we're going to make them more important and more powerful. That's the goal of part four. Part five, we get to the interview. The key to part five is understanding what the interview game is really all about. As most people think, it's an exercise of going in and answering questions well. And I want to argue that it's a lot more than that. And it's not just about that at all. So we have to identify what an interview really is and what the purpose is and how you can absolutely dominate, how you can take control and turn the tables and flip the power dynamic completely around. And then part six is actually getting the offers. The offers are coming in now. There are plenty of them. You have to choose between them and you have to decide what you accept and what you reject. But You don't want to negotiate in such a way that is going to do what? Damage the relationship or damage the connection with a potential future employer. So the negotiation process is an extremely delicate process that has to be balanced properly so that you don't mess anything up that you've just worked so hard to build. So we have to get you what you want and not do anything to jeopardize what you have already done. And that's what part 6 is all about. We're also going to have part 7, which is a bonus section, which is where I will be adding stuff to the course based on your feedback. So when you type something into the Q&A or you send me an email, I then read it. Okay, this is how I read. And I say, I will say either that's already in the course, or I will say that could be in the course, and I will go on my computer and just type furiously, and then I will turn on this camera and make it happen and put it in the bonus section for you. This is exciting. I can't wait to do all this. I can't wait to engage with you guys in the Q&A, and I'm so happy that you're here taking this course and transforming yourself and your career life. Action steps, baby steps, big steps. All the steps are here in this course for you, and it's going to be as though heaven has fallen upon the earth in the form of life purpose. Yeah, I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think that's pretty well what we got here. So this is great. This is fantastic. I'm going to look up some other synonyms of great and fantastic, and maybe I'll add those later in the bonus section. All right. Boom.